Hello everyone, this is Planckera, and welcome to my universe. So, last time I mostly finished the design here. I wanted to sit on it just to make sure that I liked things. And this back one, not gonna be the actual thing. I just kind of wanted to get my ideas down here. Because whenever I'm doing a front and back view like this, I just like to duplicate my front view and just edit the things that only show up on the back. It's much easier than trying to draw it from scratch. So this was just getting my ideas down. This is not going to be refined further unless I want to try to add some more patterns. I was thinking of changing something on her shoes, maybe. I don't know. But otherwise, I kind of like what I have here. The main thing that I'm not sure on is this part down here. That is one pattern that I tried. Okay, I see the copy there. What is this? That's probably just my tablet thinking I was double clicking again when I'm not. I wish it would stop doing that, but I guess it's fine. Anyway, I wanted to go take a look at the bottom of the dress there. Rather than delete this, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of cut it out. Very clumsily with selections. For anybody wondering why I don't shade with selections, well, here you go. Just look how terrible and unsteady my hand is there. To be fair, I've gotten a little bit better. Maybe I could now, but that was always why. So, yeah, rather than delete this, since I'm still kind of exploring and discovering things, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on a new layer. Let me grab the darkest pink here just to make sure that I get a good color. And I'm going to... Do I have you on? I do. There we go. I had my brush set to soft light instead of normal. So, things were weird. Okay. Fly in my face, making it impossible to draw here. Here we go. It's okay. No flies tried to fly into my mouth today, so that already makes it better than yesterday. Okay, so I wanted to get that part nice and round again, and the pattern that I want to try this time. I'll also do that on a new layer. I need a shadow color. I've been very lazy about getting my shadow colors here, but now I need it, so let's go grab one. That looks good to me. Okay. So, you can't see it on my references here, but, you know, Kyubey has those cute little kitty paws, right? And kitty paws are just like, you know, they have that kind of circular shape to it, right? And then you can... This is super messy, but... And this does not look like a paw, but it's kind of like that. That makes sense in my head. So I was thinking of just going around the edge here and putting down some little circles. Make them kind of shaped like this. They'll be like lightly overlapping each other. And no, I want to get a better curve here. They should be following the curve of the dress a little bit better. Which makes me think, no, at this angle they should be on top. I was thinking, should I put them slightly underneath the dress there? But no. This is a pretty straight-on view here, so this should be fine. Look, I have been thinking too hard about perspective shenanigans lately. Okay. That is quick and dirty, but I think that is fine. It'll be enough to give me an idea of what I want to try. Anywho, I'm gonna lock the layer, and I'm going to put in the light now. I guess I should do it like this, just so I have a degree of separation there, and I can tell the difference between where the dress is and where this little bottom piece that I'm working on is. And I'm just gonna make it super duper messy for the time being, and see if I like it. Gonna compare it to the over there. I don't know, I don't think I like this one either. It was a thought, but no, I don't think I like it. Okay. So what if I made those little curly things on the other one a little bit shorter, so I kind of kept this pattern but had a little bit of fluffiness coming out. And naturally that's probably not going to look great, but okay, no, I kind of like that. I think it's a little bit better than the almost kind of spiky, spidery view there, especially considering how soft everything else is. That this just felt very sharp. Like, I know I was going for something tail-like here, and the tail is very soft, but the way that this was drawn looked very sharp to me. So, yeah, I think I could probably get behind something like this. Let's try to make it a little bit better. So this way I can really see if it's any good. Okay. So I'm really trying to think about how this curls. Unfortunately, oh man, trying to think about the foreshortening right now. My brain. No, I got this. I got this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make everything dark again. I'm gonna use that shadow color I just picked up. Everything's gonna go dark. And over here's gonna get it to a degree too. Just enough to kind of show where this is curling. There we go. That looks pretty curly. And now that this part is dark, I can kind of start figuring out where exactly a little curly key is going to come out. A little curly part. And hopefully be able to just kind of add a little bit of shading there to help me feel this out. Or maybe I should just draw neon pink again, who knows. But I'll try it like this for now. As with all things that I do, I do want to kind of eventually get a nice level of polish on all of this. So I'll let this part start kind of curling this way. This one will have a line like right here. So I'm trying to understand the structure of all of this as best I can. But oh boy. Look, I am very interested in learning the finer details of foreshortening and getting really good at perspective shenanigans because, oh man, it's so much fun. But I'm not there yet, so I still kind of gotta struggle my way through it at the moment. Okay, there we go, and we kind of see the bottom here, and yeah, it kind of curls like that. I think that makes sense. And then as I get more this way, it's going to be less and less foreshortened, so it's going to get easy. And my life will just be so much easier. Okay. So I kept it fairly messy here. I'm going to try making it just a little bit bigger. Squish it in a little, and then we'll put it back on the marshmallow. Everything about this just looks like a marshmallow to me. So, it's just so blobby. But I think it captures the shape of Kyubey's body so well. So I really like it. A little bit more. Then I want to put it a little bit higher on the dress itself. I'm not going to change the shape of the dress yet. I think I'll have to if I keep this pattern. But I'm going to hold on a little while longer there. But I do think I like it better than this. I legitimately was not quite sure what to do there, so I just kind of picked something. But I think that this idea works a little bit better. So, sure, I'll go ahead and adjust accordingly. This is going to have to go a little bit higher. Keeps the dress all about the same length. There's going to be some more in the back. here. It's going to go all the way around, so I do need to draw the ones in the back at some point, but frankly, I don't think it's too relevant right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'll worry about it once everything starts getting a little bit more polished. As always with these things, you gotta do one thing at a time. Okay, before I do anything else, I gotta get rid of this pixel dirt here. It's driving me absolutely nuts. So I'm gonna track that down now. Is it on the head? No. Do I have things separated out for the body? I don't. Okay, so I guess I'll just go down by layers until I eventually find it. Just that little guy right there. It's gotta get out of here. Huh. Where are you from? Because yeah, I've had all these hidden the entire time. Not you. Not you. Did I skip a layer somewhere? But I gotta get rid of it. It's not just on the background layer itself, right? Nope, that's definitely still somewhere here, and if I get rid of this... Oh-ho. I see! That's why I'm not seeing it, because it's over here! And this is just the mirrored version from the copy that I made. Okay, understandable. Alright, let's go down my layers again then. Am I sure it's not the ponytail? I am, okay. This is why I try to maintain a dirt-free area. It's on the shoes. Okay, I'm not sure how that happened, but there we go. I'll go ahead and grab it off here, even though it doesn't matter, just because it's bothering me. Legit, it is. Where's the shoe layer here? There you are. Okay. There we go. Did not expect it. Something over here to be from her feet. That came as a bit of a surprise. Alright, well, as I decide whether or not I like this, and whether or not I want to try something else. I don't really have any other ideas, though. I have not been quite sure how to finish off the bottom of the dress there, and I think this looks alright. Like I didn't think that frills or anything of the like really suited it. Less to do with Kyubey in that case, and more to do with just the style of the dress. It just didn't really make sense to me, so I'd been not quite sure how I wanted to finish off the bottom there. I haven't seen too many dresses with this kind of shape. But, no, I think this works, and, you know, in fact, I can even use my dark color to put the gradient on the ponytail, but I may or may not do that. I might just get the ponytail a normal color. I don't know. So, let's see. I think there's a couple of other things I want to do. I want to experiment with the back of the shoes just a little bit more. I don't mind that little line going up there. I think I might actually do 3, again, keeping the paw shape idea. And then, maybe like the 3 dots that show up on a lot of the design here. And then, of course, this should wrap around. I feel like some of these ideas are mutually exclusive, so I'm gonna go ahead and no, I can't make it symmetrical like that. I like this though. So yeah, maybe I just keep the line in and just not do dots. But we can do something like that. Do 3 dots that way. Yeah, I think that works. Especially this one goes a little bit more toward the middle. I just thought that the as it was kind of boring. And just due to the nature of the dress, I couldn't really put a lot of patterns or trim on it. I didn't think it looked very good with the shape. So I'm kind of making up for it by putting it in a few other areas, like on the jacket here, and making the shoes a little bit more detailed to kind of offset that. Kind of same with a bunch of stuff on the head. So, and I think just that extra little bit looks pretty good. And I could even make this, you know, a little bit more egg-shaped. Just, you can't really see it, but it's fine. It makes sense in my head. So I think I might go with something like that. But otherwise, you know, I'm pretty happy with how it's shaping out. I think it's very recognizable, even like this. And I think the shapes work really well. I'm happy with the level of detail on things, and I think it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start rendering the face, I suppose. That'll give me time to look away from the bottom of the dress, make sure that I still like this kind of shape. You know, just better. But you gotta start somewhere. And it'll get better as I clean it up, so all is well there. And I still feel like there's something a little bit weird about the shape of her head here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide the hair and kind of fix that a little bit. Where's her ear? I have it right there. Okay. Just for the sake of being able to know where certain things are right now, I'm going to make it that color. Let me see. Her head is kind of tilted this way, so yeah, I had her ear a little bit too low. Probably related to why some of these things are bothering me. I mean, this is anime, so the ear is like super tiny, but I think it's fine. Let me hide the earring real quick here. Oh shoot, did that draw on the wrong layer? No, we're good. Okay. I didn't notice that I had both layers selected for a second there. Let's get a vague ear shape here. Someday I will learn how to draw ears proper, but this is fine for now. And since I'm kind of entering a rendering phase, I'll go ahead and get it pretty smooth. I don't want the earlobe to be emphasized quite that hard. This is just meant to be a little and cute. Let me go look at how Madoka artist draws ears here. Oh, they're actually a bit larger than I thought. Okay, so yeah, this is fine. Kind of follow the tip of her nose. I actually have that pretty well cleaned up already. I'm surprised. I didn't think that I'd poked at her hair that much. Or her face. But yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, I vaguely remember doing that now. Okay. And being true to my style, I'm not gonna keep this black, but I'll go ahead and leave it black until I find a good color for it. Okay, and this is fine for the ear. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust her head. So I want the jawline to kind of come up by the ear a little bit more. I do remember attempting to make the jawline a little bit more square, and the cheeks to be more in line with the style that Madoka's drawn in, and I could not get it to look right. To be fair, I didn't try very hard, but I just looked at it and it just looked so silly to me. Their faces look so jowly like that. So just not quite my taste. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it like this. And I'll get some nice little curves in there. Okay, and now I want to spend a little bit of time working out the finer details of her skull here and getting that shaped nicely. And once I have that, because, yeah, I feel like her eyes are looking pretty good. At most, they might be just a little bit too close together. I guess I'll go ahead and fix that here. Because I think I can push this over just a touch. There we go. But otherwise, I feel like the rest of her facial proportions are pretty okay. Maybe this needs to go a little bit more this way. Yeah, that's a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, you can see that those were very tiny adjustments. I think things are looking pretty alright. So that means that I can kind of figure out what the back of her head is supposed to look like relative to all of this stuff. And once I have that, I can put her hair on, lower the opacity, and adjust the shape to the shape that I'm creating now with the back of her head. I don't think I have to get this perfectly smooth or anything, so I'm not going to try. I'm just going to get it a shape that I think looks pretty alright. I think this needs to be a little bit further down. We're gonna go in and prove that I need to study some facial proportions a little bit more. Maybe at some point I'll take a break from doing these requests that I've been having fun with and do an actual photo study. It has been a little while since I've done a photo study. Oh yeah, this also reminds me that I think I'm gonna make the ponytail a little bit lower. Like, at this angle, it's coming up on the... coming out of the ribbon from above, and I think I can just have it go from below, and all that's really gonna do is... let's see, and then I attach it from down here instead. Yes. I want to do that before I forget. Okay. Ah, the joy of just getting distracted by everything. Okay, back to focusing on the shape of the skull here. I think something like that is accurate, though. This looks pretty okay to me. Let's go turn the hair back on. Alright. Yeah, I'll definitely put that in a better spot here. So let's shape this hair a little bit. Because I want the ear to kind of go behind it. So it'll be like this, and it also means I do not have to look up how ears attach to heads. The hair will just be in the way for me. I appreciate it. Oh, did I draw hair on the ear layer? I did. Shouldn't do that. Okay. Now everything is on the proper layer. Right where it belongs. Okay. And now I can color the ear proper again. There we go. Give her a little bit of neck there. Let me see. I'm gonna try to refine that part of her hair a little bit more nicely here. And then I will use a selection to kind of cut off the part that the ear is supposed to be behind. I should not be zoomed in at 133%. I gotta either go to 100% or 200%. I don't know why, but there's just something about the way Krita... the aliasing that happens when you zoom in a little bit, for whatever reason, at 133% and 266%, I just think whatever I draw always looks bad. Just always. So I have to keep telling myself, do not use those levels of zoom. Couldn't tell you why this is the case. I just know it to be true. Alright. Do I have shadow colors picked? I do. I have a shadow color right there. So let's go ahead and I need way more contrast than that. This is not enough. Okay, we picked new shadow colors. We pick new shadow colors. This is probably going to be a little bit too dark, yeah. Okay, that's alright though. But yeah, I could barely see the difference here. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like from you guys with YouTube affecting the quality of things and all that. Like, if I can't see it, no way in the heck anybody else is going to be able to, so. And with our head angled down like this, I should be able to know exactly how all this connects. I think I'm going to do something like this. I don't normally do these kinds of things, but I think it makes sense here. So I'm gonna do it. How do they draw their hair here? Oh, they actually do things a bit closer to how I normally do things. Fascinating. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do things the way I normally do it then. Oops. I'm gonna do that. Anyway, I will worry about getting the pink tips correct later. For now, everything is going to be solid white. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just color over everything right now. I have other places I can grab the pink from. The fly is getting back into my face and annoying me. There we go. So I'll just do it like this for now. So we got a little bang coming out there. Gotta be like the same on this side. And at some point I'll make this smooth, but for now I just kind of want to get all of my stuff in. Let me see. Let me see here. I'm gonna focus mostly on getting the outline good. And to do that, I need to be able to see a little bit more clearly, so let's go ahead and invert the colors. I think that'll be easier than just hiding all the layers on her body. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on the outline a bit here. Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted this to be curved outward a little bit. I remember now. I remember now. So there we go. How do I want this to curve? Let's go ahead and do it like this. I'm gonna get this curve like super smooth here. Or we're gonna make these look like proper fingers. I have never attempted to draw hair like this. I'm not even sure I'm gonna handle like extra strands here. I might just not. You know, most of the time I draw like some decorative strands kind of coming out like this or something. But, you know, maybe for here, I just won't. Maybe this is fine just like this. Okay, and then on this side, I want this to come in a little bit like this. And I'm gonna go and make this one the same length as all the other ones. All that good stuff. Now I will say that typically when doing concept art and the like, I imagine people would not actually really take the time to refine the sketch like this. Maybe a little bit, but probably not to the level that I'm doing it. But that's because I'm not doing it to make a character design for a game or something. I'm doing it to have a nice picture. And similarly, I'm gonna like decorate the character sheet and stuff because when it comes down to it, I'm not making something to share ideas and thoughts with other people so this way it can be made into a character design for a game or an anime or, you know, what have you. I'm doing it to have a nice picture to post on Twitter. So, I'm playing by slightly different rules here. And with those kinds of rules, I do want to try to make things look nice. And I'm trying to kind of line things up over here a little bit. Her head is tilted downward, so I think this side should probably actually be a little bit longer than it currently is. So I'm just do that, maybe like... It's going into the distance a little bit, so I think it should still be a little bit shorter, but definitely not as much as it currently is. And why does this fly want my face so badly? My god. What is so interesting about human faces that insects feel the need to just fly into them? Do we look delicious somehow? Is it something about the vibrations being produced from my mouth that makes them very interested? I don't know. Bugs are weird. Bugs are very weird. Okay, I'm gonna make some of this a little bit thicker here, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab my shadow color, which right now is actually lighter than everything else, but you know, that's cool. The joy of inverting colors. So man, I'm realizing I'm at the stage where I'm rendering both my drawings here at the same time. That's alright. I started them both at roughly the same time, so it kind of makes sense that I'd be rendering them at the same time too. So I'm just gonna try to get this shaped just right. But the good news is that when I'm in rendering stage, it's easier to talk about things. And my mind isn't just jumping all over the place. Why am I at 2 at 66? There we go. It's like I said earlier. I struggle to make anything look good at 133 and 266%. Alrighty. Yeah, I think that should look fine once I put the colors back. I'll have to probably do some stuff with the inside, but not overly concerned with the inside for now. Right now I'm just kind of cleaning up the outer edge and making everything smooth here. And I do like the little bit of hair that I have covering her face here. I think it makes her look a little bit more ominous. I do. This part will get proper strands, though. Like I said, the little guys down there may not make that strandy like I normally do. But up here, yes. Up here is gonna look like hair. Okay. So sure, let's go ahead and give it a few strands. There we go. I think that's fine. I think I don't want strands at the bottom, but I think I might put one at the top there. Maybe something like this. Just better. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright. So before I tackle the back, I'm gonna go ahead and put her ear back on. And at this point, I think I have enough information to properly shave off the ear here. The part that should be covered by hair. There we go, that's all good. And now I can kind of figure out where this hair is supposed to be sitting here. So a little bit more like this, and then I see that I have some like loose pixels around here, so let's get rid of those. And hopefully that doing all of this kind of structural stuff will make her head look a little bit less weird. I kind of want the bang to be sticking out a little bit more here, so I'm gonna leave kind of that gap there. But since her head is, or her hair is in a ponytail, I would like to keep the hair on the back here pretty close to her scalp. I want to make it look like it's tied up. So let's go ahead and shape all that, make it look nice and smooth. Get it going around properly, and I think that should be okay. Let's just go ahead and smooth out all these edges, but not at 266%. How do I keep zooming into that point? It's no wonder I can't get anything to look good there. How does the back of her head look? Does it still look weird? It still looks a little bit weird. The hair kind of connects to the back of the neck, right? So what? Do I need to do something like this? To make it not look weird? But I feel like that's not right either. You know what? Let me remind myself how people work. Sometimes it's all you gotta do. Just gonna give me just a moment here. Let me find some nice references for me. Okay. Okay, no, this is okay. I think I have it about right. Alright, cool. Maybe not this much, but the general idea is there. Oops, I don't want to cut into that too much. So maybe something a little bit more like that. Fix that, and that might be okay. Yeah, I guess it's fine. Let's go ahead and put the colors back. Yeah, I guess that looks alright. I don't think her head looks really weird anymore. So I'll go ahead and put the shadows on here. Another case of, again, I don't think that a real concept art character design turnaround thing would have shadows like this, but with the way that I draw things, and also because I want to draw something that looks nice for Twitter, it's helpful. It is. But in general, I just find it pretty hard to understand what I draw without some kind of shading because I don't use lines. So I tend to just kind of add it in as a general matter of course. Just because, like, look how much easier this reads already. And, like, I know that this is going to be pink at the bottom here. It's fine. It is. It's totally fine. Let's go ahead and give her a part here. I'm not going to get overly detailed on anything, though. I'm just gonna kind of put in the bare minimum to make it easy to understand. Just gotta make it easy to understand. Okay. And then the bottom part here. I'll go ahead and just kind of do it somewhere between hair and not hair. And I'm going to invert the colors again, just so I can see a little bit better. I'm going to make this look a little bit less hair-like than I normally do, but only a little. Let's see here. I still have normal colors there. Zoom in a little. I want this little strand of hair to look like it's on top of this one. And that this one looks more like it's going in and just kind of connecting to the hair over here. So I want to make this little strand here just look a little bit meatier. This one should be sitting on top of these guys here. There we go. Don't like that. That's a little bit too curved. That's a little bit better. And then I'm gonna go switch it back here. I want one more shadow color, so that this way I can have a nice dark color to separate the front hair from her scalp. So let's go ahead and pick one. That seems pretty alright. And then I'll just have a dark color over here by her ears. Well, no, maybe I need a little bit right here too. I was gonna say that I don't think I need it anywhere else here, but I think it'll look good here too. I'm gonna just separate some of these things just a little bit more. Okay, and that should be fine once it's all clean. And then I guess down here, I'll also use the dark color to separate these guys again. Do something like that. It's not super visible right now, so I'll probably have to invert the colors, and of course I'll end up... this part will be pink, which will help separate it from this a little bit better, and I'll be sure to put in some dark shadows there on her shirt when the time comes. Okay, well, I guess I'll go ahead and finish off the hair here. Let's go ahead and clean this up. I think I've got all my shadow shapes down in a pretty good way. Maybe not quite to the same level of extreme polish that I do for a proper illustration, but certainly good enough for this. So I'm kind of having my light source be like the center of her head here. Just something simple. Not doing anything super complicated or anything here. Hello there, honey. Welcome back. We're doing a different picture today. Oh, that's all good. Like, I'll always be here the whole time, so whenever you can come is perfect. Oh, I see. Well, welcome home. Once again, you get to see me render hair. Granted, I am not going quite as hard on this one. This one I just want to do enough to make it look nice, and then I'll be moving on to the next bit. But hair does tend to be one of the things that I render first in people, because I like to do things... How to say... Yes, the Madoka anime. I felt like doing a character design, so I was like, you know what? Let's just turn Kyubey into a magical girl. I bet if you could do it, he would have, so it's totally in character. Gotta save the universe, right? Alright. So since I'm mostly just doing this for the character design, I'm not rendering it super hard, but I have to do a little bit just because I don't use lines. So I feel like that nothing will read if I don't, so gotta do a little bit. But I probably won't go as hard as I did on Eovi. It's a pretty good anime, I recommend it. I rewatched it recently, and I think it still holds up. It's a case where my past self had pretty good taste. Alright, there we go. I think that's good. Yeah, sure. I'll go do the back of the head next. And this strand here, because this strand is highly relevant to how the back of the head is going to end up looking. Oh yeah, at this point, the design is pretty much done, so I'm just going through and actually making everything look okay. And I am pretty happy with it all. I think it's looking pretty good. The plan is to eventually, once I finish the front view here, to go draw the back. I have a very quick and dirty version over there, but nah, gotta make it look nice. That was just for what I was designing parts of the back there. Well. Okay. I guess I should actually draw the ear, huh? I had to fix a bunch of stuff, so I ended up clearing it, so... Yep, probably better go put that back. Ears are important. I'll finish up what I'm doing first. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and put her ear back. Won't take too long. There we go. Ear. Perfect. Okay. This actually shouldn't really be pulled like that. That was, not correct. Let me draw this properly now. Yeah, it should be like this. Because her hair is being tied back into a ponytail. There we go. That's better. Kind of the same up here. I need it to go a little bit more horizontally. Just let everything kind of be pulled back. It's like the front of the hair kind of goes a little bit more loosely, but the back needs to be pulled. Back needs to be pulled. There we go. Because I was using the... I have it hidden right now. There we go. I was using it to look like a tail. And it made more sense as a ponytail. So I decided to use the just side hair to be more like this part. I thought it looked cuter as the big fluffy tail. It looks so fluffy. Did think about the twin tail, but nah, I preferred the big fluffy tail. The silhouette of that big fluffy tail is too good. All right. There we go. That looks better. Okay, and I think that's fine. I'll go ahead and smooth things out here. It doesn't really matter if it's accurate. As long as people can tell what's going on, that's fine for this kind of thing. Different goals with more of a concept-y illustration as opposed to the actual illustrations. It's like, here, as long as the idea gets across, it's fine. It's fine. If anything, this is excessive, but I like to make things look good, so here we are. Did I ever draw my character? Yes, I have drawn my character many a time. I haven't done it on stream yet, but I have drawn her a lot. Oh, and if you're asking about the model, yes, I drew and rigged the model myself. Had a good time doing it too. And then, of course, maybe. I mean, it depends on what I'm working on, how long it'll take me, and what else I'm doing, and what I'm doing it for. Because, like, the last time I drew her, I was doing it for a bunch of, like, channel assets. Like when I was drawing the header on my channel. And sometimes I want people to be able to see things, and sometimes I want it to be a surprise. In that case, I was doing an experiment stylistically, and I ended up like redrawing things several times just to get it right, and that probably wouldn't have been super fun for stream. I do try to pick what I do on stream carefully. But, you know, at some point I probably will draw something with Planckera on stream. At some point. Just gotta get a good idea first. And when I draw something on stream, I tend to, like, only draw it on stream. Like, I don't typically work on it off stream. So if I need it done quickly, drawing it on stream is a bad idea. I'll do my best. And at the very least, the hair is almost done here. I don't think I'm going to bother putting highlights on it. I mean, first of all, the hair is white. Highlights will barely show up. But second of all, it's just not really that important for this kind of thing. So I think I'll probably just leave it here after I do the tips here. Okay, how am I going to handle these tips? Once again, I'm inverting the colors down here just because it's really hard to see against her shirt right now. Don't worry, that'll be fixed. But for now, this is kind of how I get around it. I'll do this side first. Let's see here. Let's just keep it simple. We don't gotta make this complicated. I don't mind if this looks a little bit less hair-like than the rest. So then I have this dark here going around to this guy. And then the last one is just in the back. So that will get the darkest color, or, you know, while the colors are inverted like this, the lightest one. Just because it works out like that. Let's go ahead and do something like that, because I think it'll look nice. And then I'll get the colors all nice and smooth. All nice and smooth. Yeah, there we go. I think that's fine. Now I just gotta get this guy. As much as I'm tempted to say, to joke and say, no, it's forbidden. Your friends are very important. Go say hello to your friends. It's okay, you never have to ask me for permission to go take care of things that are important. You can always take a break and come back whenever you're ready again. Alrighty. Well, thank you. It's okay. Friends are important too. Friends are very important. Gotta take care of them. Alrighty. So. Yeah, I think this is sufficient. Yeah. Go have a nice call. I will look forward to seeing you again. Okay. Yeah, I think that this is fine. I don't really need all the extra texture that I would normally add to hair and illustration here. This is definitely fine. I think that this makes it look enough like hair that people will be able to tell. I've mentioned before that I am working on trying to draw a little bit faster. So I think one of the ways to do that is to kind of pare down detail and really pay attention to what's important. So I'm trying to do that a little bit more. I think... I don't know. I'm always way too tempted to just fully render things and go a little bit harder than I otherwise need to. And I don't think I have quite broken myself of that. But I think it's a little bit better. Okay, and that should be fine. We'll go ahead and leave it like that. And I think that looks pretty good. I think it conveys what I want it to convey, and oh, there's a little blob here that I don't like, but besides that, there we go. Yeah, and I think it still looks pretty clean. So I'm gonna go turn the ponytail back on just because it makes me happy. And I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the rest of her face here. I guess I'll do the earring next. I think I like the 3 little gems on it. I like using this pattern when I can. I think it's her ears are a pretty neat pattern. Oh, actually, before... Man, I keep forgetting this. I keep forgetting this. I need to add the pink part. I need to add the pink part. Man, yesterday I forgot to add the blue gradient on Eofi's hair, and here I am forgetting the pink part here when it's so important. Okay. Let's get that on there. And then I'll just use the selection tool to grab where I put the shadows. And that will let me very quickly fill in the pink here. Now I just have to decide if I want the gradient on the bangs too. My current design said yes, so I'll go ahead and put it there. But I'm not convinced that this is actually the correct choice. I am not. But I shall try it for the time being. So this will be a little bit of science. A little bit of experimentation to see if this is how things are. Okay, and I'm gonna go use my smudge tool to pull this up. And get this to gradate in a slightly nicer way, where I have a little bit more control. There we go. Do I need that down here too? I'll go ahead and do it. Okay. Now then, I'll go ahead and grab all the purple parts. I'll save that part for after. Okay, perfect. And I will expand my selection by a pixel. So that'll be select a grow selection. Okay, and now with the pink layer locked, I'll go ahead and grab my shadow color here and just casually paint over the top. There we go. See? Nice and easy. And it'll even gradate everything for me since I have it the transparency locked. Alrighty. Whoa there. So I need a darker color here. I'll just make it right there. That is perfect. And so now I'll do the same thing again, just with the darkest purple part. Turn it on. Grow the selection. And then paint. And everything will just be in the lines for me. Huzzah. So now we've got the pink tips. Still not sure how I feel about it on the bangs. I'll leave it for now. But fortunately, I can kind of easily go back and forth. I do think at the very least I want to pull back the bangs here. No, not the pink. Or yes, the pink. What am I talking about? I want to pull it back just a little. Yeah, even this is a little bit too high up. Okay. And I'll decide if I want this to be pink or if I'd rather it just be white. I haven't quite decided yet. This part, 100% pink. This part, not sure. I'm also wondering if I should give her a hair clip or something just to represent the ring or the red dots. I feel like I already have the ring represented pretty well in the hoop earring here, so I might just leave it like that. Regardless. Let's do the earring like I was initially planning before I realized I forgot something important. Hello there, Art. Okay, and once again, I want to get this sized well. I think that's a good size. I'm gonna go ahead and select the hair here. I'm doing pretty well. I've got the design of the character down pretty well, I think. So now at this point, I'm just cleaning everything up and making it all look good. I am pretty happy with how it turned out. I think she's looking pretty cute. Got a cute little face. Looking vaguely sinister. Okay. In which case, because of the way the layer order shook out here, I'm actually going to put the earring below the ear layer here. How has art been going for you? Or in this case, drawing or creating things. I guess when your name is Art, I should be careful about asking the question like that. But yes, how has drawing been going? God, I hate it. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. Oh, excellent. Have you drawn anything new recently? Okay, there we go. Then perspective. Get it back on there. Let's see. Perfect. And I guess I'll go ahead and draw the little dots. I think I'm going to do them on a new layer, though. Oh, excellent. Well, I'll have to go check it out then. Have you started drawing anything original yet, or are you still just copying other images still? Okay, I think that is good. And now I just get it to go behind the hair like it should. There we go. And I don't think I have a yellow shadow color yet. Still just copying? Alright. Did I erase a little bit too much there? I think I did. There we go. It's okay. I'm sure someday you'll feel a little bit more comfortable trying to make something all of your own. I don't like how dull that color is, but otherwise I think it's good. make it just a little bit greener and a little bit brighter, and that should get me the color that I want here. Okay, yeah, that seems alright. And I do think all of that will be in shadow, so it's fine. Kind of the same here. I'll just go ahead and put that one in shadow there. This guy probably gets a little bit of light. There. Okay, yep, I think that shows what I want to show there, so I think that's good. And after I draw everything, I'm gonna have a point where I kind of take out all of a lot of her accessories and draw them out the side. So that'll give a better view of what this earring looks like. Now then. I have a dark color, so I can change her eyelash color. I think I still want it a little bit darker than that, so let's go ahead and do that. I feel like that's a little bit too saturated, but otherwise fine. Okay, there we go. Sometimes I just gotta pick the colors myself. Honestly, it almost feels like I've already cleaned those up. I must have been very particular about the shape of the eyelashes here. Of course I remember the things we talk about. I do. I try to keep tabs on what people are doing. It's like, hey, I like seeing what people make. And I like, I like knowing what people are up to. It's like, I wouldn't ask these questions if I wasn't genuinely curious. Otherwise, I just keep rambling about whatever I'm doing at the moment. But I do generally remember. Alright. Time to give her some nice fluffy eyelashes. Because I like my eyelashes super fluffy. Fluffy eyelashes just make me extremely happy. Okay, yep, I think that's a pretty good shape there. I'm just making sure that the edge of the eyelash here looks clean. I thought that this part looked a little bit messy. Making sure that the top of the eyelash is thick enough to look nice too. Okay. Oh yeah, that is super fluffy. Look at all that floof. Most of this is going to be covered up by hair, so I'm not going to really take the time to perfect it. I'm just going to get some stuff down, and once I have the hair turned back on, I will worry about making the spots that are still visible look nice. I just kind of like getting a general gist of where these things are going to go before I turn the hair back on. Because otherwise I'll have a hard time drawing the parts that are visible once I turn it back on. This just means that I get everything in, like, roughly the right place. No, it's gonna be way fluffier than that. I get everything in roughly the right place, so that this way I can trust it. And it'll actually make it easier to draw. It'll make it easier to draw everything and make it look correct once I know where everything is underneath all that hair. If I don't do this part first, then I'm just kind of guessing, and guessing it's a loser's game. Because if something doesn't look right, you're not going to necessarily know why. And that's unfortunate. I mean, I think that's pretty normal, especially when you're a beginner. I mean, for me in particular, I'm extremely slow. And I've always just been kind of slow at drawing. But at some point, you're probably just going to want to draw something more complex. And, you know, more importantly, like, you're copying images, right? So that'll also make you considerably faster than if you're trying to just draw something on your own. When you start drawing stuff on your own, you run into challenges like... I'll just take a recent example of when I was working on Eofi. I had never drawn, like, paint splashing like that. I had drawn paint splatters and similar stuff like that. But I had never drawn, like, just splashing paint, like when it's in the air before it hits a wall. So I needed to take time to work out how to do that, and that took a little while. I actually had to draw it a couple of times before I was satisfied and got it right. And you have some of that figured out when you're just copying an image. But when you're trying to draw something that exists within your mind, you gotta, it'll take some time. You gotta figure it out. I think I'm just gonna steal my shadow color from here. Oh, the dark one. The dark one, I said. Thank you. Okay. And I mean, I'm also sure at some point that your ambition with what you draw will also grow. So you'll want to draw more complex things. I think that's also pretty normal. And then some things will take longer, and then, but at the same time, you'll also be getting good. So certain things will take even less time. So it is a bit of a game of back and forth there. Just a matter of figuring out what you want to do. You know what? I think I'm gonna steal the color there. I might need to make it a little bit darker just to be in line with my style, but I'll start here. Oh no, that's a perfect color. Excellent. So let's see here. Probably right about there, I think. We're gonna look a little creepy for a second, but it's okay. It'll get better. I don't like that color. I don't like it. Let's pick a different one. Maybe over in this area. Yeah, that's much better. That is much better. Okay. Let's give her eyeball some shading now so it doesn't look like she's staring into our soul. Although honestly, with this character, if it looks like she's staring into your soul, I think I might still be doing something right. I think it suits her. I think it suits her. Okay. Just go around here. This side is gonna be, like, super shadowed just because so much hair is in the interface here. Yep, I think that's about perfect. Man, that actually really is oddly creepy. It's perfect. I like it a lot. Okay, and I want to get a little bit of that shadow color around the pupil because I think it looks nice. Okay, and then I realized that I did not properly account for some hair in the eye white shading. There we go. Okay. Got a little blob here I want to work out. There we go. That's better. Okay, now let's make them shine. I don't like that color, so let's do screen. There we go. Put in a little bit of light here. Honestly, for what I'm doing here, this is probably unnecessary, but look, eyes are fun. And I want to draw them, so I'm gonna do it. Even if it's kind of unnecessary. And then just kind of cut into it a little. There we go. Same over here. Don't have to do a lot. It's all good. I think that's fine. I think I want to make it a little bit lighter. Just a bit lighter there. Okay, that's better. Maybe a little bit more yellow. Yes. Okay. Okay, and then the specular highlight to make it like super shiny. This is like the important highlight. It's the one that makes things look moist. So I kind of want hers to be a little bit sharp. Because I think that suits her. That kind of shape. And they definitely shouldn't be big. Not for Kyubey. They gotta be pretty small. Something about the side of her face is looking a little bit off to me. Oh, well, this is an unfortunate time to realize that. Let me turn off her hair. I do think that I kind of have a fairly distinct style, so I'm not too surprised. I haven't seen too many people that do things quite like I do. And it's not even just the style, it's also the method, where I start with a lot of just blobby scribbles. As opposed to, like, lines and... yes, that kind of thing. Why are you being like that, Krita? Okay. So, I just think that both the result and the method of doing things is different enough that you don't really see people do it like that. But, thank you. Always glad to hear it. Something about the jawline on that side. Do I not have the jawline right? Maybe not. I don't know. Something about the face suddenly looks very weird to me, so I'm gonna try to squish this in just a little here. Always unfortunate to realize this after I, like, render things, but it's a little better. Okay, part of it might also be that I don't have any shadows from the hair, so maybe once I add those, it'll look a little bit better. Let's go ahead and do that now. Let's go ahead and do that now. No, I want the shadow on the other side. Yes. Yes, that is better. That is better. A little bit more consistent with my currently planned light source. And this one should be on the other side. This one should be on this side. Oh, I don't have... Oh, that's actually really bad. I didn't have the layer locked. Okay. Layer locked. Shadows in. Looks a little bit less weird now. Yeah. And it's... I don't know, I tried for a really long time to use methods that... Well, that you typically see taught on YouTube. Because, yeah, I mean, when I was getting started, I followed a lot of art tutorials too. They were scattered across the internet, as opposed to just consolidated on YouTube, because YouTube wasn't really big yet. But, you know, I could not see the world in lines. Like, the early thing that I tried to use is the Loomis method. That I still see that one recommended quite a lot, and I do think it is a pretty good way to try to see things. But it just never worked for me, so eventually I just found that thinking in broad shapes and just scribbling down the broad shapes, and at the time I thought it was light that I saw, so I mostly focused on lighting the image first and then drawing everything around it. That just worked so much better, so I kept doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's fine to watch just about anywhere, really. Okay. Make her a little more smirky. There we go. Still not quite sure why something feels really off about my facial proportions here. I don't think I have the hair in the wrong place. I don't mind this sticking out here. Like, I think it's all fine. So I don't know why my brain is freaking out here. But I'll keep going, and maybe the answer will come to me later. For the meantime, I think I'm gonna go do the ribbon. Now that I have everything out here kind of working out the way that I want it to. Yeah, I think that should be fine. And actually, before I do, I want to make her look just a little bit more ominous. I just want her to look a little bit more ominous, so I'm going to take this darker color here for shadows. And I'm going to put some even darker shadows around her eyes. Kind of blend them into the hair shadows here. Blend it on in there. There we go, looking ominous. Yeah, I think I like that. I'm gonna stop further work on the face for now. Hairband? Yeah, we're gonna do the ribbon next. It's currently not in perspective, but that's fine. It'll get there. Let's do that now. Okay, push that over there, pull this over here, and that should about do it. There we go. Still sufficiently cat ear-like, I think. And now very much in perspective. Pull that over there a little bit more. I want it to be a very large ribbon, so... And this side should be a little bit lower and twisted a little bit further that way, I think. Okay, perfect. Okay, I have those white lines drawn here. It's not really important yet. I just wanted to check the design and make sure that I liked that. I will add them back on at the end. In fact, I'm pretty sure I just gotta straight up clear the frills that I have drawn right now. They don't look good, and it'll be easier just to redraw them. I actually have to ask myself if I want those to be frilly. Because I don't use frills anywhere else on the design. Or no, I do. I do on the sleeve, right? I do. Okay. No, we're good. There we go. Cute. Cat ear-like ribbon. It is perfect. Let's go ahead. Put shadows on. Keeping it simple here. Not doing a lot of fancy stuff. It is just a ribbon. There we go. I think that's good. Now then, I'm not actually sure if I can keep the frills on the back layer, but I should be able to. I can keep part of them on the back layer. So basically, if I have the frills going around the length of the ribbon here, that means that some of them are going to be like around this curve, and then some of them are going to be around the back. I'll go ahead and draw the ones around the back first. So I'll go ahead and do it like that. There we go. There's the dark ones. The ones that are going to be in the background. And I'm going to go ahead and group all these together. Okay. Still just stealing colors from her hair. Makes life easy. These ones I want to kind of turn a little this way. There we go. And now it should look like it's going all the way around. Just kind of scribbled on. I will clean up all the blobs a little bit later. This is fine for now. There we go. Create more work? In what way? But yep, I think that's perfect. Go ahead and connect this guy a little bit better here. Okay. There we go. Looking less blobby by the second. Looking mostly finished. Oh, thank you. Just trying to keep things fairly simple. And I'll go ahead and add a few little spots here and there. Just make it look a little bit more frill-like. And then maybe a couple of little folds here and there. Okay, there we go. That's good. Now then, the white lines. I should probably do those on a layer. So there's going to be some on the top and the bottom. But we only see the ones at the top on this angle, I think. And they're just going to follow like that. Okay, and put shadows in, and there we go. That is ribbon. I think that is all it needs. And as much as I want to go right into the ponytail right now, I should do the rest of her body first before I do any more of the stuff in the back. Just because it's covering it up, right? And while I am going to have to detail the whole thing when I do the backside, there's not much point in doing so right now. So let's go ahead and move on to the next part. First thing first, where is her hand? Where is the layer that has her hand? Because I don't remember where I put it. Just losing my layers everywhere. Where did I put it? Okay, here we are. Backhand. So this actually needs to be above her head. There we go. So I think that's actually the next thing to draw here. Oh boy. You know, I have not been looking forward to drawing this hand. But I guess it's time. So here goes nothing. Oh, hello there, Kurisu. Oh, welcome. Right now, I am just working on a character design. I got the urge to design a character, and I was like, I don't know what to draw, so I'll draw this. Because I watched Madoka recently, and it's still good. I have this finger tilted totally wrong if it's going to be in front of her cheek now, though. Oh dear. Okay, well, that's okay. I'll fix it. Does this mean I have to completely change her hand, though? In theory, it's like I should. I probably should. Man, I worked so hard getting that angle right, too. Okay. Well, I changed it, I guess. Let's see. If it's like that, then the palm is gonna be more like this, and I don't know if I want to change it. Okay. So, since I'm just making noises to myself, when I initially drew this pose, she didn't have hair. So, you know, there was no hair. It was just like this. So I drew the finger like all the way down here. All the way down here. And it was gonna go on that side of her cheek. And this hand pose, when it's on that side of her cheek, it makes sense. But the problem is that if I want it on front, which I kinda do, this hand pose no longer makes sense. The hand should be more like How do I draw this? Let me just pick a random color. Sure, we'll do bright orange. Like the palm should be like this. And then it connects to the wrist out like that, and then and then the index finger comes out here. I guess it's on this side, I think. No, thumb was on the outside. So this side. Yeah, and it would be more like this. With the other fingers kind of curling around this way. So now the hand doesn't make sense anymore. So I'm torn. The pose makes more sense if I have the hand on this side. Yeah, go for it. You can use the pictures I draw for whatever you want. I don't care. I guess if you're gonna try to, like, sell them or make money out of them, then there might be a problem, but otherwise, no, I don't care. Do whatever you want. Okay. No, the pose is so much better like this. I have to redraw the whole hand. I gotta. I can't. It looks so much better in front of her hair. Life is hard. Okay. Off to draw a hand. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good so far. I'm pretty satisfied with how it is so far. Just gotta finish it. But right now, I gotta draw. Life is hard. Okay. It's fine. Anyway. Gotta redraw the hand. How do I want to do this? Man, I'm sad because I worked so hard to get that hand right. And now now I changed the pose just a little bit. It's totally wrong. Okay. I think I'm just gonna draw straight on this layer. I'm not gonna make a new one. It's fine. I'm gonna use the same colors I used on the hair because I think those colors are better. Okay, so this finger gonna be like this. I'm not gonna be able to see anything with her hair there, so let's turn it off. Okay, and then we'll have a light shadow on this side, kind of where it comes into contact with her cheek. Okay, let's go ahead and connect it with the palm now. Oh, I have the layer locked. I can't do that. Okay. I'm not gonna worry about connecting it to her arm yet. It's fine. She doesn't need an arm. That'll come later. Okay, palm time, and I'm trying to think of the angle a little bit here. Which side gets the finger? Okay, so I have a habit of drawing hands backwards all the time. I am, like, super dyslexic, so I'm double checking to make sure that I'm putting everything in the right direction. So thumb goes towards her. So thumb goes that way. Which means finger goes towards her. What direction is the palm here? So I'm gonna be talking to myself for a moment. I'm just gonna go ahead and move her finger out of the way for a minute. Okay. Finger over there. Get out of the way while I think about this. Okay, which side of the hand do we see? It'll be like this, I believe. Yes, that seems correct. So we see that side of the hand. So this side kind of recedes into space. Like that. And then... So there's a nice solid little palm. Then from there, I have to figure out which finger goes on this side and what goes on that side. And I think the side that goes towards the viewer is going to be the side with the pinky, which means that the pointer finger here goes on this side. I think. Do I have that right? Let's find out. And then there'll be like a finger going around or something like that. Is this right or is this backwards? And then the thumb is gonna be like out the back there and nobody sees it. I believe that is correct. Okay. Sorry, I just had to think about that for a second. I swear, drawing hands backwards is just my curse. It's terrible. Alrighty. So now I can actually start refining the new hand a little bit. Because I think it's not backwards, and more importantly, I have it going the right direction with the new pose. Doing pretty good. I have the design here basically done, so now I'm just making everything look nice. I'm not going too hard on rendering for this one because this is, you know, just a character design, but because my style is lineless, I find that things don't read if I don't at least shade things a little bit. So that's what I'm doing now, just putting enough shading on things to make it clear what's happening. But I'm trying to keep it pretty simple. Which way does that pinky tilt? A little bit more like this. And occasionally you'll hear me talking to myself about certain things, and a lot of the time that means that I am looking at my own hand to try to get the reference here. I use my own body as a reference a lot. I even have a standing mirror behind me, up against the wall. Well, I'm not drawing arms or hands there. It's literally just headshot. But I think I have that kind of energy in it, at least. But no, the headshots are they're super simple. I am keeping things dead simple because I am just trying to practice head proportions and stuff. I might even take a break from drawing the headshots to do a proper photo study at some point. I wasn't expecting to get as many requests as I did. So we'll see if I finish them all before I feel like I am ready to do something more hardcore so that I can draw more complex things. It's okay, I am well on my way to drawing faster, so I'm pleased. I already feel like that all of these requests have been going super fast, and I've been so happy. It's been going very well. I will take as long or as little time as I want. I do what I want. But I mean, the purpose of all these requests is literally just head drawing practice. It's just more fun when I draw something interesting, as opposed to just, I don't know, whatever random stuff comes to mind. So I've been enjoying doing requests for them instead of just whatever copyright character comes to mind, I guess. It's been a lot more fun. I've been enjoying seeing everyone's original characters. It's a good time. Alright, Mr. Pinky. We gotta get you going with the rest of the fingers here. Because right now you're kind of nonsense. It's okay. Pinkies tend to be kind of nonsense, so it's fine, I guess. Let me see. If I make this pose, how much of the other fingers do I see? I can't twist my hand like that. Well, I mean, not too far off from one of the images in my head, so there you go. I'd like to do another semi-realistic thing, eventually. Because I think that'll... If I can quickly draw a semi-realistic head, I think that'll really show that I do truly understand heads at this point. And that hopefully I can, you know, draw them quickly. Because, like, I'd like to be able to draw a comic. And I definitely can't do that at the current speed that I draw at. Like I swear, a good, like... No, I mean, I can't even put a percentage on it. It's like the vast majority of my current art goals straight up require me to be able to draw faster. Because I'm interested in comics and I'm interested in animation. So, the speed that I draw, I've always had problems drawing very, very slowly. And so, if I want to do those things, the speed that I currently draw at is actually legitimately a problem. So, I gotta draw faster. It's gotta be done. Let's see, I think this finger is both wide and long. Let's make it a little shorter here. I mean, I'll listen, but I'm very particular about the games that I play on stream. I always want to make sure that they are something that I can talk about. And I'm also fairly genre limited. Like, mostly I've been basically the way I pick games are, okay, is there a particular game design pattern that I would like to learn a little bit about? And if there is, I look for games with that. That's why I played Dead Cells and Spelunky, because I wanted to look at side-scrolling games with procedural generation. I will probably never play Bloodborne. Like, never. I can guarantee that I will have nothing unique or interesting to say about Souls games. They are not my genre. But yeah, in this case, I was interested in learning a thing or two about procedural generation. So I wanted to play some games with procedural generation. And if there's nothing in particular like that, I'm probably going to play Metroidvania or something. Because I do enjoy me some Metroidvanias. And it's probably also worth noting that I will probably not be playing, like, any AAA games ever. They haven't done anything that looks interesting to me in a long time, and I would rather play things that do interesting things. So the indie sphere is very much where I live. That's why I say I'm pretty particular about the games I play on stream. Probably less so than the ones I play off stream, but on stream, very, very particular. I focus very hard on finding things that I think I will be able to say something interesting about. And if I don't feel like I can say something interesting about it, then I don't feel like it's worth playing on stream. I'd rather find a game that I can say some interesting things about. So I tend to do a bunch of research beforehand, and I try to go in as blind as possible, but I do try to pick very carefully. Okay, how are we doing? How's the hand? Seems good. I just made it a little bit small. Then I guess that's what I draw. I'm not sure. It's like I draw firmly within anime, so I'm not sure if I'd ever want to draw a celebrity. Okay, there we go. I think that sums up the hand pose well. So now I'm gonna smooth things out. Make things look nice. I feel like the top of her finger there is a little bit blobby. Let's make this nice and slender. There we go. Get it turned in the right direction here. Perfect. That is perfect. Okay, now let's make this side a little bit thinner. I made it a little bit too thick. A hand is not quite that thick around. But otherwise, I think this is looking all right. Pinky's a little awkward, but that's fine. Pinky can be a little awkward. At some point, I should do a deep dive into learning how to draw hands. There we go. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. And now all that's left is to attach it to her arm. Yeah, I suppose I should do that now. Let me go ahead and turn her hair back on here, and I will add some dark shadows underneath there. So normally I'd do some things to make this all look a little bit nicer, but, you know, for here, this is fine. This is fine. We just separate the gloves from the hair, and all is well. Perfect. Okay, and then I will add my little red dots onto the knuckles. Because I think that's super cute. And then I don't think that the thumb shows here. Yeah. The one of the thumb would be on the back. Okay. I am happy with this. I think that's very cute. Let's go ahead and attach her arm now. Okay, no, the shoulder does need to rotate a little bit here, but not that much. Thank you. Where do I have the jacket decor anyway? Okay, I see. I have the frills on some random layer. I don't know where I put it. Is it here? It is. Okay. Go ahead and get rid of that. I will rotate everything here. Oh, I deleted a bit too much. Oh, whoops. There we go. Okay, I just wanted to rotate the shoulder just a little bit here. Just a little bit, okay. Draw that part back in. Make this part look a little bit nicer here. There we go. Please tell me that was on the jacket layer, not the brooch layer. Okay, good. I forgot that I had both layers selected again. Okay, and now I will take the arm. And we rotate it a little bit more. Yeah, I'm happy to chat about whatever. I think that's one of the beauty of art streams. It's like, I do talk about the art part a lot, but there's a lot of room for just talking about whatever comes to mind. Okay, there we go. I think that is attached. And now I just kind of have to kill her arm here. Okay. I'll just go ahead and hide the layer. I don't think I need to delete it or anything. Okay, and I'm gonna zoom out. I'm gonna make sure that arm is the correct length. Is it too short? I think it's a little too short. Okay. Ah, big stretch. Gotta make sure that I stay nice and flexible here. Okay, let's go ahead and get this arm the right length. The forearm was just a little bit short there, so I kind of had to bring it back this way. I am also not quite used to like the 5 or 6 head proportions that I used for her. So certain parts always feel a little bit off to me. I think I do want to make her shoulders a little bit wider though. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Go ahead and connect all this back here. Okay, and then from there, I don't particularly feel like her head is sitting on her shoulders correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those layers. So I think that's shirt decor, and body. Yes. So I'll grab those 3 layers and move her neck over to the side a little bit. And then from there, I gotta grab the ribbon and her head. Scooch everything back on. Yes, that looks much better. Just gotta double check proportions again. I've already rendered her head, so I don't really want to change the size of that if I can help it. And so I'm gonna go ahead and just grab all the layers here. Just all of them. Not the ribbon, not the veil, and I'm gonna go ahead and just make her body just a little bit bigger. Just not quite happy with the proportions there. I'm gonna go back and forth a little bit. Mirroring the canvas horizontally kind of gives me a fresh perspective on the way the picture looks. And so from there, I can kind of get a better idea if what I've drawn is correct. And I'm kind of wondering if the part of the reason that I felt like her head looked really off, it's just that the body was actually the part that was off. Because that does happen sometimes. Everything affects everything else. Okay, a little bit further to the left here. I want to make sure that her head is properly attached. Why are you freaking out? There we go. There we go. This one? This is turning Kyubey here into a human. So I'm turning her into a magical girl. Or unless you're talking about my model here, Planckera, the name of this character is supposed to be a personification of the Big Bang. So very much space and explosions. Very solid inspirations, both, in my opinion. Okay. Just fixing up a few proportional things here. Certain parts there were looking a little bit rough, and there we go. I think that is like 100 times better. Unfortunately, I disconnected her arm from her hand again, so I have to go put that back, but you know, these things happen. It's fine. I should actually get the frills on there too. I have not really played any modern games recently. It has been a while since I've really sat down and played video games. I'd say the most recent game that I've played would be like Factorio and some of the stuff that came out of that. I did play a few of the big factory sims there, so Factorio, Satisfactory. But, like I said, mostly I'm in indie spheres. So if you're mentioning something that comes out of a big company, no, I have probably not played it. I have not had a lot of time to play games recently. Okay, arm attached. Arm correct length. Yes, arm just has to be drawn again. I don't really have one. I don't watch many movies. I mean, here's the thing, is I have 2 kids. The oldest one is 5. The younger one is 3. So I don't have time to do a lot of things. It's like, I guess if we want to talk like favorite anime, I'd have to think. Probably like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or something. But somewhere there, I do still watch anime occasionally. But I haven't even had much time for that. I have kids. I have 2 kids. And they are very little and demand much attention. So I don't have very much free time, and the free time I do have generally goes into drawing stuff, because I like drawing stuff. It makes me happy. So it's like I just don't have very much time for playing games or a lot of these other things. It just doesn't really happen. It's a shame too, because I really do love video games. I think they are fantastic. I just haven't really been able to play them much lately. I am, yes. I am married and I am also old by internet standards. As you might imagine. for this kind of thing. I do not personally consider myself that old, but I still like to joke about being an old lady. Okay, and there we go. We have a hand, and it is attached. I do not think the wrist is in the correct place. I should fix that. Which means the thumb is a little bit too long here. There we go, that's better. Let's fix the length of that thumb there. Perfect. Okay, hand is a little small now, so I'll go and increase the size. Okay, and there we go. I think that's a pretty good looking hand, and the arm is attached. I'm not entirely satisfied with the angle of it, so I should fix that. If anybody wonders why I'm slow, it's because I spend like an eternity fixing proportions. Like I feel like I get my ideas down very, very quickly. But then when it comes to actually making them look right, oh man. That takes way longer than I like. And that is why I'm doing all these practice headshots. At some point, I'll probably do something similar with the rest of the body. Once I am super fast at the head. It's just harder to make cool videos out of drawing just hands or just the torso. But it's really easy to make good videos out of drawing a head. So that's how I'm planning on doing it there. I'm gonna get good at the head and really figure out how to make things proportionate. And then I'm gonna start gradually adding various body parts to it. We'll see if I take requests to the whole thing or not. I'm not sure if I will. But I gotta admit, doing requests is more fun than just derping around on my own. So that's been a good time. How's that? Does that look correct on the arm? The arm feels a little short. I don't need to adjust the frills there. I think that they are fine. So let's go ahead and just kind of extend the elbow a little bit. Stuff like that. I do, and it's a good time. It's like I have plenty of characters of my own that I can always use, and drawing fan art is also pretty fun. But there's nothing quite like just getting to see other people's original characters. It is a pretty good time. I think it also... how should I say this? Makes my mind a little bit more flexible because I have to come up with ways to use like very specific design elements and stuff that exists within these character designs. And I have to figure out ways to make sure that the character is recognizable as the character and things like that. So I get to do all kinds of interesting things. Okay, arm seems good. At the very least, hand is good, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of shadows on the head. I'm not sure if I like how dull that color is, though. I'm gonna brighten you up just a little here. Make you a little redder. Or at least a little more purple. Yeah, that's a little better. That's a little bit better there. Add a little divot there, so this way it looks like the finger is pressed up against her cheek. And then a little spot there for the shadow. I think that is correct. I see. Okay, lost my layer. There it is. Okay, I want to put my new shadow color down there too. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks so much better. The color was super dull before. All right. Okay, so I think I fixed a bunch of problems. This means I probably should not start on this arm today, but I think I can do this one. This one still looks okay to me. So I'll go ahead and start cleaning up the jacket a little. I think that will be my next spot, actually. Do I still like this? I think I do. I'm gonna go ahead and merge it into the dress layer here, and then I will attach it properly. And all of these little tails coming out should be part of the dress there. Okay. Yes, I think that is a cute little marshmallow design. She really does just look like a giant marshmallow. Okay, back to what I was doing. Back to the jacket. Okay, so here I want to clean things up. Gonna make everything nice and shiny now. And I'm going to actually make a point of understanding where all my shadows should go now. I want this sleeve to be like super puffy. Again, Kyubey, just look at him. Look at him. He is such a marshmallow. So everything's got to be super puffy. Everything's got to be super puffy. Just the puffiest. It's been a while since I've drawn a puff sleeve, but it's not a hard pattern, so I should be fine. Let me see, I think that might be a little bit large, though. I think, actually more accurately, I think what I need is a third color. So I'm gonna go ahead and find myself another shadow color. I don't think, yeah, I didn't make one up for the ribbon. Oh god. Maybe I did, because I remember needing a color like that at some point. I don't know, I can't find it, so I'll call this good. And then I want that to kind of mark where the armpit is supposed to go. How does the arm come out here? Kind of out to the side, right? So I have this... I'm going to erase that symbol. And I will draw it in later because I think it's throwing off my ability to see the perspective of this puffy sleeve. Anyway, color there. Gotta get some of these things in there. This will be darker so that this way I can have a nice shadow coming up here. And this can kind of sit on top. I probably should move the arms to another layer, so I'm just gonna do that before I have a bad time with all of these things. Where do I want to start? The new layer. Do I start at the puff sleeve? Sure, let's start at the puff sleeve. Okay. So I'm just gonna move this entire thing to a new layer. Which means that I can actually take my hand here. Where did I put the hand anyway? Here we are. And I can bring you on up here. There we go. And now I should be able to make my life easy and just put my shadow colors underneath here. And voila! I no longer have to continually cut out the hand. I have played Undertale, yes. It has been a very long time, though. Okay, I want to make this part look a little bit nicer. I don't like that. Let's just make it straight for now, and I will add in the roughly parts once I'm a little bit more ready to draw them. It is. It's been around for a while. But it was a pretty fun little game. The author is extremely good about being able to make the reader care about characters very quickly. So I think there's some good stuff to study in his writing style. Okay, and I don't think we see the underside at that angle. No, I don't think we do. So here we go. I want to make it the dark color here. There we go. Okay, now I can go back to actually figuring out how that sleeve should look. So basically the way the body is, I'm doing this to kind of help me figure out how things should be. It's kind of, if I have a box, she's kind of tilted away from us very, very slightly. So this would be like the side of her waist here, and I do something a little bit like this. And then this is where the legs would go. Yes. So tilted away from us very, very slightly, so that means that this arm actually comes towards us a little bit. So I think I have the perspective on her elbow a little bit wrong. Come on. Give me my transforms. There we go. I want my liquefy tool. And I'll probably just end up erasing the arm I have underneath there. I remember I was thinking about releasing this, the pose I was drawing on top of as a base. I should know better. It was definitely a cute idea, but man, I never get proportions right on the first try. Never. It doesn't happen. I tried so hard, but it was not meant to be. Okay, so I'm gonna adjust the shape of this arm until I feel like it looks right. Okay, that seems all right. Let's go ahead and adjust the hand. Get the hand in there, and I'll just kill the rest of the arm. There we go. Arm still looks wonky, but that's fine. I think it'll look better once I figure out where the elbow... what the elbow does. Right, you're here. So basically, when you have an arm kind of coming towards you, what is the elbow going to do here? I think it'll be something like this. Something like this. Okay, and then the sleeve itself. Trying to think about the perspective on that as well. You know, I probably should have done all this before I started rendering, but I didn't notice how many problems there were when I started rendering. So... That is a little bit unfortunate. Look, art is hard, okay? But I think it still looks pretty good. I just needed a second to figure out where things were supposed to go. It's okay, I'll get there. I'm working very hard to up my speed. I have no doubt that I will get there, and I will be able to draw fast, and I am looking forward to it. Then I can continue to draw even more complicated things, and do some of those other things that I want to do, like animation and comics. It'll be wonderful. Okay, I think the sleeve is a little bit long here, so I'm gonna push it up. I don't want it to be like super giant puffs, just a moderate puff. The marshmallow is down here. This is just a slight puff. Okay, and I like this. I think this is connecting to her shoulder properly. Is it high enough? Let me remove her hair again. It might not be, actually. So let's see. I have, like, everything utterly murdered there, but I think that the shoulder comes out like this. Yeah, I have it at a good height just because it's puffy. The shoulder itself, I think, is more like right here. So it'll do something like that. And then go into the arm and that kind of thing. But because the sleeve is so puffy, I think that this is actually pretty close. Do I want it that puffy? I mean, I want it pretty close to that puffy, yeah. Yeah, I want it pretty close to that puffy. It's funny looking at the earring with the hair hidden. Since I have it. Since I have it half erased. Or maybe I'm just very easily amused. Thanks. I like it. I think it's pretty cute. I'm definitely not the first one to do it, but I think it's cute. Alright, go around here. How's her chest looking? Do I have this sticking out of her chest area properly? I think I do. I need to erase part of this arm, but I think the general location is perfect. Yeah, it's just been sitting up there. Don't worry, I always zoom out at the end, so you'll be able to see the whole thing. Okay. I think the elbow needs to be a little bit higher, but otherwise looking good. Arms are gonna look a little bendy and noodly for a little bit. It's fine, I'll fix it. But I gotta figure out where all this is supposed to go. And liquefy is too useful for me to give it up. Okay, that still doesn't seem quite right. Okay, I'm gonna go look up a reference real quick. Let's see here. Hands on hip. What does the elbow do? See if I can find one at kind of the same position that I'm trying to draw in. With the side of her body kind of pointed toward the audience. Okay, I see the problem. First, I have it a little bit too long. Second, it needs to go upward a little bit more. It barely goes out. But otherwise, yes, I have the right idea. It's just, as always, art is hard. No, this needs to be straight. I can't curve it. I don't know why I'm tempted to curve it, but it needs to be straight. And it needs to be shorter. Yes? Yes, that looks pretty natural. Okay. And I can make life a little bit easier on myself and kind of let myself cheat a little bit by putting a few folds in here. How does the light hit this? Kinda feel like it should actually be like this. Okay, let's put in a few folds around the arm here and around here. Pull on the elbow. This is kind of a thick cloth from how I'm picturing it in my head. So I want it to have that appearance. It's thick, but kind of tight around her arm. So I don't want it to be too... too blobby, but it needs to kind of come off her arm a little bit in a few places in order to look right. Just give it a few folds. Okay, that looks pretty good. I should be able to clean that up well when the time comes. I guess I'll go put this part in now. This part should be kind of turned downward. I'm only adding this part just because I think it'll help me picture this in 3 dimensions a little bit better. Otherwise, I'd save it for the end. But I can do it now. Okay, and I will put a little bit of shadows on the side here. And a little bit of shadows just underneath the sleeve there. So this way it's clearly underneath. And I think that's about right. I'll draw the rest of the decorations later. I mean, as you can see, this all kind of got super messed up as things continued. So I'm actually going to want to redraw all those frills and stuff later. Let's go ahead and clear that so this way I can get the jacket sleeve. Oh, I have you locked. Okay. There we go. Let's get the sleeve now. Let's get the sleeve now. Let's see, this is not shaped correctly. So I'm just going to erase through here until I have it the right shape, and then I will connect them. And then I will connect them. Okay, I think that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and get my shadow color, and I'll just kind of scribble across here. Okay, and then I'll get my super dark color. That's on this layer. And I will draw the back, because it kind of curves around like this. Okay, and then from there, I can put in a few shadows. There's like a fold here. And I think there's going to be like a curve there, so I'll put a shadow here. And then the folds over here. And that's... I think that's fine. I don't think I really need any more than this. Maybe just another little pull on this side. There we go. Seems fine. I think I want it to be a little bit tighter at the bottom there. Let me put the jacket back on so I can see the hand a little bit better. Invert the colors real quick. Again, just so I can see just a little bit better. Even though it makes everything look like the most awkward toothpaste color ever. That's okay. This awkward toothpaste color will bring us to victory. Yes, my headshots are just head and shoulders. And sometimes barely even shoulders. I am literally just using those to practice drawing heads. So anything else is very much extra. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some dark colors underneath the hand here. And on either side of the sleeve, just to help me see. Okay, and otherwise, I think that's looking pretty good. I think I have the elbow in the wrong place. Well, shoot. Well, shoot. Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to redraw a few things there. I thought I had at that time, but I did not. Unfortunate, but what can you do? All I can do is fix it. And at the very least, I think the pose looks way more solid now. Yes, that's better. Let's go ahead and move the ribbon up with it. There we go. I rarely have enough time to sit on it and just do it all at once. I have little kids that really want attention, so they'll generally interrupt me after a while. So generally, I do it over the course of like somewhere between 2 and 4 days, depending on how much attention they want. I really should start timing myself when I do those, just to see how many hours it actually takes me. Alright. And I think with proportions figured out, and the general gist of the jacket figured out, lots of good colors there, lots of the overall shapes are down pretty firmly. I think it's about ready to be cleaned up. I think I'll stop there for today. Because, speaking of aforementioned kids, I don't like to stream more than 3 hours on a go, because, well, they need attention, and my husband watches them while I stream, and I don't like to be too hard on him. Give him too much work. So, I think I will stop here for today. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to make something wonderful today. I will see you all tomorrow.